Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Deeawn Roundtree with Network in Action NIA with one of my amazing members I want you to get to know. His name is Kevin Jean with Honest Lions Adjusting. He's going to share with you who he is, what he does, and why he chose to do it. Hi, Kevin. It is so good to see you again. Please share with your audience who you are, what you do, and why you decided to go into this line of work.
Sure. Who I am Kevin Jewels Jean. That is my full legal name. Many years ago, I started my career when I was in high school. I started working at law firms, and then working at law firms led me to insurance companies. So I worked at Progressive in their legal department. I worked at Nationwide Insurance in their trial division. And then I spent about 3 years, I spent 4.5 years at People's Trust Insurance. So about 3 years ago, I decided that I didn't like what I was seeing within those insurance companies, sometimes them receiving financial incentives for denying and underpaying families from getting their properties fixed. So about 3 years ago, I gathered up my experience and my knowledge, and I founded my own public adjusting firm. So now that's what I do. I advocate for the people and not the powerful. Went to FIU. I have a construction background as it relates to electrical, plumbing, carpentry. So when you get me, you get the best of both worlds. You get somebody who has inside insurance knowledge, but you also get somebody who has a construction background. Another big why for me is that I like standing up for the little guy. I don't like bullies. I like to, David versus Goliath. I'm always going to be on the side of the underdog, always. And the big insurance companies, they're familiar with the policy. They wrote the policy. So you're stepping onto an unleveled playing field where they have more information and more knowledge than you do. And more times than not, they use that extra information that they have in order to to sometimes shortchange you. And I don't like. There's a story once of well, not a story, it's a real life story. I had a client who had a roof leak after a tropical storm, and the insurance company was like, "You're denied. We're not gonna give you anything. Zero, nothing." I was able to get that client $250,000.
Whoa.
$250,000. I got that client.
Wonderful.
On their commercial building. And I have another client right now that I'm working on who has also a commercial bill. They had a flood loss. We're going to get them about $3 million.
You sound like an advocate. You even sound like an attorney because you're going to bat for the little guy.
Always.
So if someone wanted to get help, what kind of referrals do you look for? Who works best with you? And how, if it's me, and I had a leak in my roof, would I be the one to call you? Or how does that work, Kevin? Can you share a little more?
Sure, absolutely. You can always feel free to reach out to me directly. Homeowners and property owners and commercial building owners call me all the time, and I help them with their property damage. But a lot of the times, my referral sources, my work actually comes from roofers, plumbers, water mitigation companies, property managers, and anybody else who has control over large amounts of real estate or board members. They're the ones who reach out to me, who actually let me know, hey, look, we have a problem here and we need a way to get paid, because why dip into the association reserves or with the homeowner? Why dip into your savings or checking account for $50,000, $100,000 when it's a sudden accidental loss that your insurance company should be paying for? And they need to return you to your pre-loss condition. So they shouldn't shortchange you on anything. They need to return you to your pre-loss conditions, and that's what I assist you in doing.
Okay, that's awesome. So what about home inspectors? Just curious, would they be a good referral for you?
Sometimes they are. Sometimes home inspectors are. Yeah, sometimes. But more so, home inspectors usually come in when there's about to be a property sale. So if they notice an issue and we open up a claim, that might slow down the sale of your property. So a lot of times people don't want to open up a claim, and it makes sense. You want to sell your property, but then with the new owner, the issue then becomes, hey, this damage existed prior to the inception of the insurance policy. The insurance company doesn't owe you money for damage that existed before anything
You were the
happened
owner.
before you were the owner.
Oh,
That's just like two people being married and one person trying to make the new spouse pay for what the old spouse did. It's not fair. It's not fair. You
that's a good
know?
analogy. Yes.
Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, and when I decided whether or not I'm going to take on a matter, there are 3 or 4 major contributing factors. Number one, is the damage old or is it new? Is it something that you knew
Okay.
about for a long time, or is it something that, is something that just happened recently?
Yeah. Yeah.
Number two, did you try to mitigate it? Did you try to not let it get
Yeah.
worse? If the roof is leaking, put a shrink wrap or a tarp over it. If the house is on fire, call the fire department. If there's a pipe that broke, turn off the water main. You have a duty to mitigate.
Okay.
Number two, another thing I'll say is that a lot of people will call me and say, "Hey, come out and look at the damage." Well, that's not really the first thing that I want to do. What I want to do, I want to look at the policy. Send me the policy so I can read it to figure out what's covered and what's not. Because what's the point of driving all around South Florida,
Yeah.
looking at damage that possibly may not be covered? It'd be a waste of my time and a waste of yours.
Yeah,
What I
that
need to
makes
do is
sense.
I need to read the policy to see if it's covered or not. Because if it's not covered, then respectfully, as much as I would love to come and comfort you and hug you
Yeah.
and point at the damage and look at it and
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about it,
yeah.
if I
Yeah.
can't get you any money and if I can't help you resolve it, which is what the policy tells me, then I'm wasting your time and mine.
So, Kevin, the way that if someone hires you to be their adjuster, to look at their policy, to see what's covered, what's not covered, and if you're able to assist them,
Yeah.
how do you get paid? Do you get paid from the insurance pros? How does that work?
Correct. So the way I get paid is I get a percentage of what I recover. It's
Okay.
20%. It's not a
Okay.
secret. Not a secret
Yeah.
at all.
Okay.
20% what I recover, but my 20% is always way more than what you would have gotten without me. Always.
Yes.
And I know for a fact that a lot of clients gladly, I wouldn't say they even pay it because nothing comes out of your pocket.
Right.
It comes
Right.
from
Right.
what I recover. And if I don't recover anything for you, which never happens, if I don't recover anything for you, you owe me nothing. So
Oh,
there's
wow.
correct. So there's no way to lose. You owe me
Yeah.
nothing out of pocket.
Right. Right.
And I only get paid when I recover.
I love that. You really do sound like an attorney for insurance adjusting. So I have a question. I remember, even at our home, we've been here 8 years, for example.
Okay.
And we just got this notice that our insurance company no longer wants to cover our roof because of the hurricane. And people are making claims, against the insurance company to get reimbursed for the damage from the hurricanes. How does that come up for you as well? Has that ever happened?
I've heard in the legislation, there's a lot of talk about changing the laws around
Yeah.
due to a lot of some claims being put in by roofers or knocking on
Yeah.
doors, doing certain things. I always encourage you to reach out to a professional, reach out to a public adjuster, reach out to somebody who can help you interpret the damage, interpret the policy.
That's what you do?
That's exactly what I do, because I don't go around knocking on doors. People come to me with their issues and I give them, if you refer me somebody, I'm not even going to promise you that I'll take them. I'll promise you 2 things: that I'll give them honest advice.
Yeah.
And that I care.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'll take it. Some things I walk away from. Like I told you, the damage is old. I can't take it. If number 2, if I see that there's no coverage in the policy after reading the policy,
Right.
then I'd be wasting your time. Or number 3, if you're not being forthcoming with me, if the client isn't being forthcoming with me and giving me all the facts, then that's something that I can't move forward. I can't move forward with that.
Wow. Well, I definitely think your service is needed, specifically here in Florida. We need you. And in fact, I think I'm going to reach out to you. Hey, everyone, you can't get better than Kevin Jean. You can't get better than Honest Lion Adjusting. So feel free to reach out to him. Kevin, tell us again, how can we reach you if we need help or if we have a referral for you?
Sure. I can be reached via email or directly on my cell. My email is Kevin, Kevin, at hlaclaims.com, plural. That's again, Kevin at hlaclaims.com, or on my email, on my phone. You can call or text at any time. My phone number is 561-445-2053. Again, that's 561-445-2053. I do have an 800 number, but I prefer to give out my cell phone number because it's more personable. So.
Well, that's awesome. You are personable, Kevin. So happy to have you on board with NIA, Network in Action, and on my team especially. It's such a blessing to partner with you. And I'm sure many
I'm honored to be with you.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. I'm sure people are going to reach out to you, honey. We'll talk to you soon, okay? We'll
Thank you so much.
soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.